The Embodied Feminine Awakening program is designed to cultivate time and space for a woman to reconnect with her essential feminine nature. The full program is comprised of a 300-hour immersion into the feminine arts. So this first 100-hour module, entitled Womb Awakening, is a teacher training program designed specifically for women. And it covers a potent plethora of tools and practices and empowering education for women's wellness, on and off the yoga mat. Take a moment just to really sense the tissues, sense the connections. So currently on the planet, we're witnessing a radical shift in consciousness, where there's this reclamation, this resurgence of the feminine voice. We've somehow lost connection with our essential feminine nature. We've tended to over-masculinize our system in order to keep up with a masculine world. So we could say the Yin qualities, the more feminine qualities, are things that involve internal direction of our energy. So things like embodiment, the somatic intelligence that arises from connecting to the body and tapping into our body's inherent wisdom. Our emotional intelligence, starting to understand the language of how our body communicates through emotion to let us know whether we're aligned or misaligned with our truth. The capacity to self-reference our power, to tap into our internal source of power, to therefore be able to be self-aware and to clearly communicate from that place of self-awareness to create harmonious community. These are essentially feminine qualities. And we can recognize that they're vastly undervalued and undercultivated, undeveloped in contemporary life. So this practice is really about encouraging women to reconnect with these feminine qualities and to cultivate embodiment and connection to their embodied wisdom. When you're all the way right up on top of the shoulders, then interlace your hands under your spine and walk those shoulders. So in our bodies, we have a current of energy that could be described as Shakti, and it's infinitely intelligent. And in this program, we learn how to directly connect to and be informed by this internal current. So in the program, we have daily embodiment practice, yoga and movement and dance practices that help us to connect with this intelligent life force. And rather than directing our practice externally, we learn how to be inner directed from this current that starts to unwind our body contractions from the inside out. We'll be exploring female anatomy, understanding how a woman's body actually works. So we'll be learning how to support the female hormonal system, to bring it back into balance. So to rebalance things such as premenstrual tension or missing or irregular periods, maybe endometriosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, so many ways that the female hormonal system goes out of balance. So we'll be learning to understand symptom and how to correct imbalances with yoga therapy, working with the endocrine glands and organs that create hormonal harmony, with shifts in nutrition and lifestyle, learning tools to bring us back into balance. We'll be learning about the menstrual cycle, how there's 4 phases of the cycle. We can learn how to sync with them physically and psycho-emotionally. And we'll be working a lot with the womb space. So we'll be exploring practices for clearing and cleansing and rebalancing the womb. So these include things like temple dance practices, working with the pelvis, the belly, the womb space, with Tibetan womb pulsing, with meditations to help clear trauma from the womb, and then a really effective technique called the Arvigo technique, which is a Mayan massage for the pelvis that helps to realign the uterus in the womb space. So essentially, the Embodied Feminine Awakening program supports women with tools and direct practices to reconnect with their essential feminine nature, to reclaim that essential feminine voice, and to come back in contact with the potency in their own womb that's their birthright.